Hey, what's up, blue collar business owners? Thank you so much for tuning in to the first ever episode of the Blue Collar Prosperity Podcast. I am your host, Paul Maskill, and if you're ready to build and scale your blue collar business so that it can create consistent, positive cash flow, then you're in the right spot. Before we get to all the great episodes and interviews that are coming up, I wanted to take just a few minutes so you know what to expect from the show. If you own a blue collar business, this podcast is for you. That business could be something such as plumbing, HVAC, electrical, landscaping, windows, doors, pest control, garage doors, garage floors, roofing, and more. You are in the right spot. You are my people, and that's where I've spent most of my career. I'm going to guide you to ensure your business produces consistent, positive cash flow. Why? Because 50% of businesses never make it to their 5th birthday, and it's because they run out of cash. And my goal here is to make sure we stop that. Once you have a business that is producing that consistent, positive cash flow, your business will be financially healthy and you'll be able to achieve your personal goals. You'll be able to live a life full of prosperity, hence the name of the show. This will allow you to sleep well at night and no longer have to sweat payroll. It'll also provide you more time with your friends and family while allowing you time to do what you love, which is achieving your definition of success. Anytime along the way in the show, in the history of the show, if you ever have any feedback, any questions, or just want to reach out directly, you can send me an email at paul@thebluecollaradvisors.com. Again, paul@thebluecollaradvisors.com. Send me an email there and I will reply to you very quickly. So, how are we going to make all these great things happen? Here's exactly what to expect. Every Monday, there will be a new episode released. An expert interview where I dive deep and ask the tough questions to business experts from all different areas that are influencing the home service space, the blue collar space. It could be in different areas such as hiring, team building, sales, marketing, and more. Each interview will be about 20 to 30 minutes long, give or take. I don't want it to be running on for hours. I know your time is valuable. The only thing we're going to switch up is on the first Monday of every month, I'm going to be doing a solo show instead, focusing on something along my expertise, which is the financial world of blue collar businesses. So now you're probably wondering, who is this Paul guy anyway? So just want to kind of give you a quick little backstory, background history on me. First, thank you so much for checking out the show. I know you have a lot of options. There's more podcasts than ever, and appreciate you finding me and investing some of your time in my show. So how did I get started? Finance degree in hand in 2007, just before the Great Recession, I set out to climb the corporate ladder. I did what everyone else told me to do. So I grew up in Michigan, very blue collar. My dad owned his own hardwood floor business, and I was surrounded by a lot of blue collar people, electricians, HVAC people, plumbers, because he's working on these houses and so are all these other people. And they all said, don't do what I'm doing. Go to school, get good grades, and get a good job. So that's what I did. I went to college, got a finance degree, moved to Chicago, like I said, in 2007, sat in a cubicle and worked on spreadsheets for 3 years. Along that time, big things happened in the finance world in 2008. Watched all these people lose their jobs. Luckily for me, I was like one of the last people hired, probably one of the least paid. And so my job was safe, but a lot of other people weren't. So to me, that didn't really sound like a great idea. Didn't seem like a lot of fun to do that for the next 40 or 50 years. So by 2010, I actually quit and moved down to Raleigh, North Carolina, which is where I am today still. So I've been down here since 2010, and I started my first business. Over the last 13 to 14 years, I have always been a business owner in the local area. I've scaled and sold 4 different service-based businesses. Most recently, I was a 50-50 partner in an electrical service company that we grew by over 500% in 3 years before I successfully exited earlier this year in 2024. So that brings us here to today. Now I am the founder of Blue Collar Business Advisors. This allows me to combine my financial expertise with my experience in business ownership, specifically in the trades and blue collar areas. What do? We offer outsourced CFO advisory services for blue collar companies. And like I said, our number one focus is to help you create consistent, positive cash flow. And this is my new mission. Over the last 13, 14 years, I've watched way too many business owners struggle for way too long with cash flow, not knowing if they're going to make payroll, not knowing if they're going to make payments, how they're going to get through the slow season. And it is my job, my mission to put that to an end. So my clients are expert at their trade, and this allows me to handle their numbers so they can focus on their business. Now, a lot of people, when I tell them what I do, they're like, oh, that's cool. I got a bookkeeper, I got a CPA. The truth is, in order to be successful, you need 3 amazing financial professionals: a bookkeeper, a CPA, and a CFO. The bookkeepers and CPAs are great at telling you what happened in the past. They're going to tell you how much you owe in taxes. They're going to tell you what your quarterly estimates are, and the bookkeeper is going to put all the things in buckets. The CFO, however, uses all that information, meeting with you on a regular basis to help guide you to achieve your future goals and to hit your financial goals. So think of it like this. Bookkeepers and CPAs, they're looking in the rearview mirror, very important. We, as CFOs, are looking at the windshield and what's ahead to guide you to that prosperity. So every business needs a CFO. A lot of people think, I can't afford one, I'm not big enough. And that is 100% true. A majority of home service businesses aren't big enough to need a full-time CFO, which is why I offer this service on an outsourced or fractional basis. And that's what I do on a daily basis. I couldn't be more excited about this new venture, including this show. So again, before you jump into the next episode, if you are interested in learning more about what I do, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me directly, paul@thebluecollaradvisors.com, or if you just want to check out the website, head on over to thebluecollaradvisors.com. But now let's get on to our next episode and dive into our first ever interview of the Blue Collar Prosperity Podcast with me, your host, Paul Maskill.